So, when you think of a dream getaway, there's this expectation of magic, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see those sunlit photos of a cabin, the Blue Mountains, the mist rolling through the eucalyptus, a roaring fire. And the assumption is, well, you just list it. People see the photos, and they come.
Right. Yeah. It's that classic, if you build it, they will come mentality. Like you take a few nice photos, write a charming description, and just assume the bookings will automatically follow.
Exactly. But today we're taking a deep dive into some real-world source notes on short-term rental strategies for you. And suddenly that whole romantic cabin fantasy hits a brick wall because we're looking at exactly why so many of these gorgeous Blue Mountains listings completely underperform.
Yeah. And the notes show a really clear pattern here. Most owners get trapped at the absolute baseline. I mean, they build the physical space, they focus entirely on just getting a booking, and completely ignore the mechanics of performance optimization.
Right. And optimization, that starts with the numbers. The data we have shows owners are treating a highly dynamic breeding market like a static brochure.
Exactly.
They just aren't adjusting for demand curves or shifting lead times or even the nuances of seasonality.
Yeah, they set a weekday rate and a weekend rate, and they just call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
But these platforms are sophisticated, so if your pricing is static, you are missing peak demand surges. And you're drastically underpricing your high-value dates.
It's honestly like selling ice cream for the exact same price during a winter blizzard as you would during a summer heat wave.
That is a perfect way to put it.
It just leaves money on the table. You aren't just selling the physical footprint of a cabin,
Yeah.
You're pricing the urgency of the calendar.
Right, and that urgency changes block by block, which actually exposes the next massive flaw in the data, which is a total lack of localized market awareness.
Called the geography trap.
Exactly. The Blue Mountains region isn't a monolith. You've got Katoomba, Leura, Blackheath, Wentworth Falls. And these submarkets behave entirely differently from one another.
Well, yeah, because someone booking Katoomba is usually looking for proximity to the major tourist lookouts, right?
Right.
While someone heading to Leura, they want that boutique, high-end village vibe.
Precisely. So the data models and the booking windows for those two travelers are distinct. Yet we see owners applying this generic blanket pricing strategy across the entire mountain range instead of building something hyper-localized.
Okay, so let's say you actually build the perfect localized pricing model for your Blackheath cottage. You've got the data dialed in. You're still not safe. Your operations are a mess, right?
Not at all.
Because the sources point out that inconsistent guest communication is a massive conversion killer. We're talking slow replies, clunky review follow-ups.
Yeah, it directly damages your algorithm ranking.
But wait, hold on. I actually have to stop you there. Because is a slow reply really enough to tank a booking? Do guests care more about that than the physical space itself?
What if that house has an unmatched panoramic view of the valleys? I am personally waiting for that reply.
Sure, you might be willing to wait, but the algorithm won't let you. See, Airbnb's search algorithm is essentially a matchmaking engine, right? And it strictly prioritizes reliability.
Okay.
It monitors response times down to the minute. So if you take 4 hours to reply, the system assumes you're a high-friction host, and it actively buries your listing on page 10.
Oh, wow. So it doesn't even matter if the view is unmatched because the potential guest never even sees the property in their search results to begin with.
Exactly. You drop in the rankings, and your beautiful house basically becomes digitally invisible. And that frictionless experience, it has to extend to the physical reality of the stay, too.
Right, the turnover.
Yeah, which is the final point of failure we see. Cleaning and turnover issues. Properties just aren't consistently guest-ready.
And for an audience playing at this level, we aren't just talking about remembering to vacuum. No, we are talking about the small, overlooked details. It's the logistical failures. When those systemic details slip, you get those minor negative reviews. And the algorithm heavily penalizes a drop in cleanliness ratings.
Which ruins the chance of repeat bookings.
Exactly. It effectively evaporates them.
So a bad clean basically ruins a perfectly optimized price.
Wow. When you step back and look at all of this together, Airbnb success in the Blue Mountains is absolutely not about having a good property alone.
Not at all. A beautifully designed cabin with bad management is still a failing business.
Yeah.
You are actually selling a logistics service wrapped in a real estate package. It absolutely demands a structured, optimized system behind it.
It really shatters that romantic illusion, doesn't it? So, for you listening, I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. If a gorgeous mountain retreat can fail solely because of bad management systems, well, the next time you leave a glowing five-star review for a vacation rental, ask yourself, are you actually reviewing the house, or are you just reviewing their invisible operational machinery?